The views and opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's hosts, guests, and viewers. We are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of any sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers team in the hope that it'll be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's 7 o'clock and time for On the Spot with David Rodgers. And now, here he is, Mr. Friday Night, the show pony himself, the man, the dream, the legendary David Rodgers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special edition of On the Spot with David Rodgers. I am the show pony himself, David Rodgers, alongside the Byron Bagwell. Great to have you along. Tonight is sponsored by Miracle Automotive and Towing. When you need automotive help, don't pray for a miracle, call Miracle. And by the fantastic Fire Brigade, you can have a real fire truck come to your next event or let our Jambulance rock your party. Call 904-701-FIRE or visit fantasticfire.com. Let's get the show started as we always do with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quote of the night. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special panel here with us tonight. Let me start from the left. Here he is, the owner of Miracle Automotive and Towing. Here he is, Mr. Kurt Miracle. How you doing, Kurt?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Glad to have you here. Yeah. And the Byron Bagwell, my co-host. How you doing, Byron?
Doing well. Good evening, everybody.
Yes, sir. To my right over here, y'all know this guy, the best-looking guy in the room right here. He is our very own Sheriff Gordon Smith. Hello, Gordon.
Hello, Bradford County.
And
all surrounding
and all surrounding areas. And to his right, of course, part two, you met him last week. He is our head tornado football coach. Jaime Rodgers is with us. Jaime, glad to have you again for part two tonight.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all for having me on. I really enjoyed myself.
All right, we appreciate that. So we're going to get started as we always do with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quote tonight. I'm going to ask our very own Sheriff Gordon Smith if he'll lead us in prayer tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Heavenly Father, we come for this evening and do nothing but say thank you. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your mercy. Thank you for allowing us to live in the greatest country in the world. Please keep your hands upon us as we move throughout and do things in your will. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, let us stand for the pledge. And I'm going to ask Mr. Kurt Miracle if he'd lead us in the pledge tonight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. Amen. All right. Again, welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers. I'm your host, David Rodgers. As you can see, we've got the brotherhood with us right here. The guys, the brother, you like that? Huh? Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? The brotherhood. The brotherhood. Starting with Band of Brothers. Starting with Kurt Miracle, Byron Bagwell. I'm David Rodgers, Gordon Smith, and of course, Jaime Rodgers. And to our right over here, don't let us not forget our director, Michael Heater, who's going to be bringing the weather up. And of course, Mr. Dave Holland, bringing you this nice camera view. Look at this, guys. Got all of us in here.
Coach has got the better view, though. I think he said it right.
I think he does. He does. Yeah, Coach.
Mine's a shirt. Mine's a shirt.
This is a great angle.
I'm going to tell your mama to hold you still.
Yeah, she got on to me for swinging the chair.
Oh, did she?
Miss Rodgers, I'm going to anchor him down, Miss Rodgers.
I'm going to sit still.
Okay, she's going to sit still tonight. Byron, what do you have for us on the quote tonight, brother?
Well, we, the people, are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts. Not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who would pervert the Constitution.
That sounds like a founding father.
Nope.
But it's not.
Not a founding father.
Give you this much, he was a president.
I'm going Ronald Reagan. I'm going Ronald Reagan.
Cleveland.
I'm going to go Ronald Reagan.
Nope and nope.
Nope and nope.
Roosevelt.
Nope.
Obama.
He's got jokes tonight.
Yeah, he does.
I was going to say
I just thought
No, that would be Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, you was just getting ready to say that, wasn't you, Dave?
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, can't blame a man for trying. So, hey, don't go anywhere because here comes the round table right after this commercial break.
Hey, Tornado fans, this is Kurt Miracle of Miracle Automotive and Towing, proud sponsors of Tornado Football. I want to welcome you to beautiful Stark, Florida at David Hurst Stadium. And thank you for letting us be a part of this community. We're here for more than your automotive and towing needs. We're here to be part of Tornado Country. Go Big Red!
And back.
This is the Round Table. We go around the region and around the table with the latest news and notes. Brought to you by Harry Business in Deerfoot Plaza, home of the $10 haircut. Call Dave and Company at 904-964-3338. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. Closed on Sundays, right, David? The day of rest.
Correct.
There we go. Here we go. We begin in Marion County, where one man is dead following a shooting in Citra this morning. Marion County deputies say the shooting happened around 11:30 a.m. in the 17,700 block of Northeast 22nd Court. The investigation is still active and continuing. A suspect is in custody following a 3-hour manhunt in Alachua County. Florida highway troopers and Alachua County deputies surrounded an area between Interstate 75 and Wakahuta Road looking for the man who ran from a traffic stop this afternoon. Troopers say the suspect is connected to a human smuggling operation. Circuit Judge James M. Kolaw has dismissed a second-degree murder charge against Jimmy Lamar Hankerson, 55, during a hearing last week. Hankerson was arrested for the December 8th shooting in Lincoln City of Jermaine Stewart following an argument. Hankerson's attorney argued self-defense and stand-your-ground law, and the judge concurred. Clay County Commissioner Betsy Condon said Clay County should not have to pay for sidewalk repairs at Kingsley Lake due to tree trimming activities by Florida Power and Light. The county is now repairing the sidewalk along Kingsley Lake Drive because it is due to safety concerns, but Condon is pushing for FPL to pay for those repairs. The Bradford County School District has announced that students will not be required to wear school uniforms for the 2022-2023 school year. Students will instead be required to follow the same dress code as Bradford High School students. Updates have been posted to the school district's website. There is a groundswell of concern about the Bradford Riding Club being disbanded. Anyone with any interest in the riding club or equestrian activities is invited to the Bradford County Fair Association meeting on Thursday at the fairgrounds to voice their concerns. That meeting, Dave, begins at 5:30 p.m. North Florida Elite Cheer and Tumble is hosting a stunt class on Tuesdays from 4 to 5 p.m. Byron, you need to go to that. Children can become a better athlete, work on grips, body position, technique, body skills, and more. Bases and flyers are welcome. The cost is only $10 per athlete. I'll pay the first. Byron, I'll pay the first again. Visit the North Florida Elite Cheer page on Facebook for more information.
That's all right.
Yeah, y'all probably would too. By the way, we have a picture of you back in the younger days. Finally reminded that this last match is less than 2 weeks away. Come out to David Hurst Stadium on Sunday, July 3rd, as David Hurst Stadium is converted into the biggest water park in North Florida, including water slides, a giant kiddie pool, and a fire truck spraying from the tip of the ladder. It all kicks off with a golf cart side-by-side parade at 4 p.m., traveling from near Winn-Dixie to the stadium and features a classic car cruise-in, a cornhole tournament, and more, ending with a concert and fireworks. We will have more on the Splash Match coming up, including breaking news that Cat Hammett will be in the parade. Now, here's your weather forecast from Austin Stevens Weather Service. Michael, bring us in on the weather.
Brought to you by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. Find Austin's Weather Service on Facebook and have a detailed local forecast sent right to you.
And good evening, everybody. Michael sitting in for Austin Stevens tonight. The news of the day, hot. The news of the week, hotter. We'll get into that in just a few minutes. But first, David Rodgers' favorite segment, the pollen report.
The good news is that the pollen numbers are still pretty low. However, Thursday, as you can see, it's going to jump up a little bit to 5.3, but after that, the numbers start to drop again. The good news for that is because we're going to start getting some more precipitation into the forecast, but Thursday is going to be the hottest day of the year. We're looking at temperatures hitting 100 degrees across the region and heat index approaching 110 to 113 across Bradford County and North Florida. So, as we move on to the the regional forecast, let me show you what we got going on here. It's not just in our area, it's all over the place. We're talking temperatures of 95 degrees, stretching from Pascagoula, Mississippi, all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta with a high of 99, Tallahassee at 101. We're looking at temperatures that's going to be oppressive heat that's going to be a problem for the next few days. Regionally, we're talking about
as I say, regionally, across the United States, the heat index is going to be our biggest issue that we're dealing with, and it's not just limited to Florida. The heat advisories that were posted last week are probably going to go back into effect on Thursday. As you can see, we're going to be looking at the heat index maps, and that is going to give us the possibility of the heat really being a problem as we move along. Look at the local forecast now. Partly cloudy skies on Wednesday. A slight chance of afternoon showers and storms on Thursday. But again, we're talking 98 to 100 degrees. A little bit of a respite over the weekend as scattered thunderstorms will start building back into the forecast.
Of course, that means the humidity is going to start building back up again. Lows, unfortunately, it's summertime in Florida. Today is the longest day of the year.
It is the first day of summer, and our lows will be in the low to mid 70s. That is the latest Boston's Weather Service. David, we're throwing it back to you.
Hey, thank you very much, Michael. Great weather report. We'll bring you that again toward the end of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are working on the bad echoing sound that y'all are getting. Dave is back there working feverishly to get that fixed, and I think we're good now. He gave me the thumbs up, so we appreciate you sticking with us. As y'all all know, we have trivia on Wednesday nights at Fun Point. Michael Heater is the trivia host there. Starts at 7 p.m. sharp, and then 7:30 on Thursday nights at the Downtown Grill with myself. And both trivias are good, and go visit both of them. Michael, what did you have last week? 6, 7 teams, 8 teams?
We had 8 teams last week. We still have a full house. I figured the numbers would drop because of summertime kicking in.
Me and you both.
But no, we've still got a full house. A lot of people turning out, a lot of repeat customers, and having a lot of fun.
That's great. And we had 8 as well, didn't we, Byron?
Yes.
Or 9. Yes,
so 8 or 9.
8 or 9 on Thursday night. So we figured probably because of gas prices, guys, people are staying local, wanting to go out and do things locally. So maybe that's why the numbers hadn't dropped off. But anyway, Michael's got what's the date on his trivia. And then on Thursday night, these are the easiest points that you will ever give. It's called The Answer Is the category. And I basically give you the answer. Kurt, it's easy as 5, 7, 9, 11. Just depends how many questions I want to use with this. But anyway, Thursday night trivia answer is... Roll. Byron, what is it?
It is Rooster.
Rooster.
I'm sorry.
No, Booster.
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 I thought it was Rooster.
Well, you wanted it to be Rooster, didn't you?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, anyway, it's Booster, so make sure you watch the show so you can get that answer. Now, guys, here's everyone's favorite segment that brings back a lot of history, brought to you by our great media partners. WAG, Low Country 106.3 FM, Chuck and Mary Kramer and Lynn Vellis, mine and Mr. Byron Bagwell's bosses on Friday nights, and sometimes Michael's when he does some commercials for us, and the Bradford County Telegraph, John Miller, John Ryan Tillman, Mark Crawford, and of course, Gordon Smith's favorite guy, Cliff Smelly. Here's What's the Date? These are the headlines from the Bradford Telegraph in the third week of June in what year?
Gonna be good.
Ooh, it's going to be good. Reynolds steps down as BHS football coach. 2 more arrested for sex crimes. State allocation bringing services back to Acorn. And Lucky 5 walk away from crash. Was that the third week of June of 2012, 2014, or 2016? All right. I'll tell you what. Reynolds steps down as BHS football coach. All y'all are smiling because I think y'all know the answer. 2 more arrested for sex crimes. State allocation bringing services back to Acorn. Lucky 5 walk away from crash. Was that the third week of June of 2012, 2014, or 2016? I tell you what, I'll read the first one. Michael, you read the second one. Gordon, you read the third one. And Jamie can read the fourth one if he wants to.
If I can see it.
All right, if you can't, I'll read it.
I got you.
All right, Steve Reynolds resigned as the BHS football coach via text message saying he was looking for something different as a head coach. Reynolds coached 2 seasons here at Bradford.
The Bradford County Sheriff's Office arrested Jason Anthony Green, age 35, for sexual assault on a child, and Dante Howard, 21, 3 days later for lewd and lascivious behavior on a victim between the ages of 12 and 16.
The Acorn Clinic is one of 4 organizations serving low-income residents that will be sharing a $750,000 state appropriation to expand their services.
All right.
Xavier Lee Bean, 25, of Daytona Beach, tried to evade Waldo police after an attempted stop for speeding. When he crashed on US 301 near County Road 18, all 5 people in the car received minor injuries.
Man, I'll tell you what. They
found Waldo, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And you know what? When we got all of us guys go to dinner, we know who can take over the show. These 3 guys.
I was going to say, they got it going.
They got it going.
You just see how we can read. That's all you do is under the bus.
Let's just throw you under the bus. Yeah,
I never raised my hand to read in school. You know what I'm saying? I was afraid to be called on.
Golly. Riddle steps down as BHS football coach. 2 more arrested for sex crimes. State allocation bringing services back to Acorn. Lucky 5 walk away from a crash. Was that the 3rd week of June of 2012, 2014, or 2016? If you get the answer right, guys, I don't know if y'all watch the show. Jamie did, Kurt does, and of course you do. So we all know what happens here. You get your name put into the big fire hat that Michael Heater has, and the first week of the next month, we draw a name, and you can win a $25 gift card to the Downtown Grill. Just for guessing a date, Gordon. How about that?
I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with the Downtown Grill. I promise you.
Yeah, you can't go. And guess what? This guy's been a previous winner.
I have.
Yes,
and
you
I
have.
enjoyed every bite.
Anyway, we want your guesses, guys. We're going to go around the table, and I'm going to let these guys guess. But we want to welcome in quite a few people that are watching tonight. Mr. Eddie Sigmund's watching. Daniel Nugent's watching. Dottie Hanson, Roy Jackson, Billy Rayberg. I hope he's on his meds tonight. Randy Brooks, Nancy Mann, Wade Smith, Tom Bailey. You know Tom. Alabama Tom. There you go. Lynn Bergman. Billy Rayberg says, yes, tornadoes. Eddie Sigmund. Her Patsy Rodgers. Why, yes, she is. Say hello to her. Hey, Mom. Hey, he's rocking a little bit. We'll send him down. Oh, let's see. Billy Rayberg says, no tornadoes? What does he mean by that? What? He's out of his meds. Yeah, he's off his meds. You'll see. Mr. Kurt Miracle's watching, and he's with us tonight. How about that? Yeah, he meant to say go tornadoes. I told you he's off his meds. Billy Rayberg says that was Ronald Reagan, but no, it wasn't. You already told us who it was. So, Lynn Hines Higginbotham is watching. Billy Rayberg says Abraham Lincoln, a great Republican. Jason Vaught, we call him Sarge. He works over there with me over in Lake City. Sarge, what's going on? Sarge. Dwight Allen, glad you can be back on the show after a hiatus of months. We were trying to figure what was going on. We had a setting off. Me and Byron sat and researched it one afternoon, and come to find out, we had a couple of settings off. There was a couple of people.
You know where he lives, it's hard to get electricity to.
You got to pipe it in there?
You got to pipe it in there where Dwight's at. If one of the creosote poles go down, he's in trouble for a while. So I just figured,
it could be. We could have blamed it on that.
That's it.
There you go. Susan Cunningham's watching. Eddie Seaman, Dave, need to color some of that hair. Yeah, there is quite a bit of great. Sheriff, I'm just letting it go. I'm not going to dye that thing.
Don't fight it.
I ain't going to fight it, man. I'm just not fighting it, Kurt.
I just wish I had some, so I'm not commenting.
Pepper Autistics watching. Richard Stockram's watching. Okay, yeah, we fixed the reverb problem. Brody Gunner's watching. That's Mitchell Gunner's nephew. He races stock cars. He races Legends cars. Really good driver. Y'all need to follow him. And, of course, watch On the Spot Motorsports with David Rodgers, host Mitchell Gunner. That show's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Always has special guests. He's got a new co-host now, female that races at the track with him. Ought to be a great, great show. I would like to ask the coach, real quick, Coach, before we get some answers. I would like to ask the coach, that was Larry Dupree.
Read the second one.
Okay, read the second one?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a moment of clarity.
Oh, he had a moment of clarity. Okay. So, does any of Larry Dupree and Marcus Roden, great-grandchildren, play for Baker County?
I know both of those guys really well. I've been close with them a long time. Mr. Larry definitely has a couple grandkids that are coming up through the system. I don't think they've made it quite to middle school yet. They're right under middle school age, I think. And then Mr. Marcus, I think he's got a lot of granddaughters running around, so there's there's not a lot of football players coming.
Probably some cheerleaders.
Probably some cheerleaders and,
right.
but those kind of things. But really good friends with Mr. Marcus's son, Mark, who played here at Florida. So, yeah, both those families I know really well. And Mr. Dupree does have some grandkids on the way.
There you go, Billy. So hope that answers your question there. All right, Mike, you ready? Michael Heater? Billy Rayberg says 2014.
Okay, yep, hang on a second.
All right. All right, type them in there. Yeah, Billy Rayberg says 2014. The Sarge says 2014. That's Jason Vaught. Eddie Sigmund 2014. Dwight Allen 2014. Susan Cunningham 2014. Jeff Goins, thank you for tuning in. Randy Brooks 2014. Roy Jackson says, give me 2016.
Okay.
Brett Dobson's is watching. Gordon sat in the back of the class, Eddie said.
I did.
Did you?
I did.
I'm not arguing.
I'm not even going to go there.
They used to make me move up front, but then I talked too much. They put me in the back.
They put you in the back, yeah. Jimmy Powers on vacation this week. He's down in St. Pete. A couple of his kids, I was looking at Facebook. Trevor Lawrence was down in St. Pete this week.
Sure.
And got to take a picture with a couple of his kids. So I thought that was pretty good. Sarge says, sweating it out again, cleaning the garage again. Lots of laughs. Absolutely. How you doing, Jimmy? I hope you're enjoying your vacation. Nothing wrong with Moodyville, Sheriff. We got running water and indoor plumbing.
Just looking for Wi-Fi.
Roger the Tornado Cruz. Hey, says 2016. Ellen Disher-Williams is watching. Hello, Ellen. One of the most patriotic women I know. Oh, my God. Always got something going on. So, Byron, I'm going to start with you. What do you say?
2016.
2016. Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right. 2016.
2016.
14.
14.
2014.
Yeah, based off the coaching thing, I think it's 2014 also.
Do you? Okay.
Ooh, I'm bouncing between 16 and 14.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 14.
You go 14. Michael, you can't go with anything. So, yeah, I'm going to go with 14 as well. So, ready? I hope everybody's in. Chrissy Ricky Thompson's watching, and Ellen says 2016, by the way. Da-da-da-da-da. Here we go. Drum roll. Boom, 2014. There we go. So
Coach Reynolds was tough. He didn't.
Yeah, he was. He wasn't.
He scared me because he wasn't scared enough. We take on anybody. I'm like,
yeah.
Still a great guy. Still my friend.
He's
he's a local Bradford County fellow, and I'm,
played here.
He's done well. He's,
Yeah.
I like Steve a lot.
Steve is good people. I don't care who you are. He's good people.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say this, but we need to shut the show down completely in order to create a couple of things that we need to do. So take a break. We'll be right back. 2 minutes is what we're getting. 2 minutes, and we'll be right back with you, and we'll pick up right where we left off. All right, here we are, back to live action. After we created everything that we needed to do, we're going to start off from the this portion of the show. So I hope you got your answer in for what's the date. We've got a panel of guests tonight. Starting on my left here, owner, and big-time booster right here. What a great guy, Mr. Kurt Miracle, owner of Miracle Automotive and Towing. Say hello, Kurt, to everybody.
Hello, Bradford County.
There you go. Right here to my left. He is the new color commentator, taking Kevin Howe's place on Tornado Football. You'll be working side by side with me this year, Byron. I know you're excited. We've done some commercials. We've done some promos. This is the Byron Bagwell. Say hello to everybody.
Good evening, everyone.
There you go. And, of course, everybody knows this guy, don't he? The best-looking guy on the panel right here. The guy with all the clout. He is our very own Bradford County Sheriff, Gordon Smith. Say hello, Gordon.
I just want to say hello to, Bradford County, definitely the heartbeat of Florida. Crossroads to America.
Crossroads.
And remember this, it's always better in Bradford.
That's exactly right. The Pearl of the South, right?
That's right.
And right over to my right is new head coach, Tornado football coach, Jaime Rodgers. Say hello, Jamie, there, buddy.
Hey, Tornadoes.
Hey, Tornadoes, there you go. Y'all met Jamie last week, part one of our conversation. So we're going to continue part two, and we're going to talk some other things as well. The phone line is open now. So if you want to call in and ask Coach or Gordon or Kurt or Byron or anybody a question, feel free to do so. That number is 904-458 888-888-7588. If the line is busy, you can leave a message and we will read your message on the air. You can also try to call us back if you wish or send us something via email. What is that email there, Michael?
It is indeed on the spot 32091 @gmail.com. Byron, what was I saying?
I don't know.
On the spot 32091 @gmail.com.
There you go. So you can reach us there as well. So anyway, want to go ahead and continue on with Coach Jaime Rodgers. Coach, talked a little bit about everything last week. You introduced yourself to everybody. Just real quick, for the people that may have not have been on last week, just a little bit about background about yourself, just real quick.
Yeah, I was born and raised Baker County in McClenny, Florida. Lived there my whole life. Graduated in 1997. Then a 2001 graduate of Jacksonville University, business degree. And then, felt the calling to go into coaching somewhere 2004, 2005 area. I was a manager at Walmart Distribution Center right there in Baker County, and then got my start at Trinity Christian as a running backs coach there, and then got to go back to Baker County as a defensive coordinator in 06, and that kind of got it started with Coach Bobby Johns, who I cut my teeth under and learned how to really work in this business.
Yeah, we all know Coach Bobby Johns, that's for sure, and he's one of the best out there, no doubt about it.
Yes.
You make it Hall of Fame?
Yes, he's in
He just made it Florida Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Yeah, Florida Hall of Fame. Yeah, you're exactly right.
That guy's high energy. I wish I had that.
He's still on the board too, if I'm not mistaken, is he?
I'm not sure exactly what he's got still going. I know
Right.
he's got a lot of close ties with the FHSAA, and he's done a ton for rural county schools in the state of Florida over his 30 plus years involved in this.
Yeah, and we knew his beautiful wife and his beautiful kids too, and they've all went on to do well. So if you're watching in, Coach Johns want to say hello to you and continued success in whatever you're doing. So I want to just pick up where we left off last week. Again, we've got Sheriff Gordon Smith on with us and Kurt Miracle. We was talking about the actual spring game and what we seen in that spring game, and I tell you, I seen a good football team that was well disciplined and really, really just took it to Oakleaf. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think we was going to take. I figured we beat them. I didn't think we put it to them 31-14.
Yeah.
They doubled us in numbers, and our boys just stood up there, man, and just played with heart, like you said, and fire. And if this is a pre-sequel to anything that I see, I think our Tornadoes are going to be pretty good this year, Coach.
Well, we're 10 days into our summer training. We go Monday through Thursday. Every week, starting the first week of June, I give them a full week off after they graduate, after the kids graduate, and it just happened to fall. Our spring game was in the same week this time, so I gave them a full week off. Then we come back 10 days. We've had between 60 and 70 kids at every workout, which is incredible for our school. You're talking about 10% of the school.
Wow,
that's 10% of our student population are on the football team playing, and they're with us every day. And I'll be honest with you, at a lot of places I've had to run a bus that I've been the head coach at. Myself or assistant coach to run a bus, pick kids up. Haven't had to do that. All of them said, "Coach, we'll find a way. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. We'll make it there." So, been really excited about that. We completed day 10 today, and that's really where we'll know. We had a great January 5th when I got here.
Right.
We started lifting on January 6th, and the kids have done a great job. But I only had 30 or 35 of them. The seniors were kind of seniors that graduated this year.
Right.
They were in the class, but that's not the guys that will be playing for us next year. So I had probably 30 to 35 of them in my class, and they've been lifting really hard the whole time. Now these last 10 days, and we have 26 workouts this summer. So that's where we'll change everything. We had a great spring. We had a great semester of lifting. We had a great spring football practice. We got all of our 19 practices in. We didn't miss one because of weather or anything like that. So we got all those practices in. But this right here, this 26 days during the summer will change us. And if the kids keep showing up, there's no question about it. We have good players.
Yeah.
We have good players, and we'll get to talk about some of those guys. But we talk to them about it all the time. They wake up every day with decisions, right? In one hand, it's what they need to do. They need to show up. They need to be with us every day so we can build camaraderie, teammate, and just that they're going to play for the guy beside them. And then they can lay in bed and sleep and not come in. That's the two choices they got. It's very simple. We want to win football games. We got to make this choice. You lay in bed and don't come and show. It's going to show up when the season gets here, and we won't be as successful as we can. So they have, for the first 10 days, they bought into this side and being there and getting out of bed and showing up every day.
And that's always a good thing right there.
And
Go ahead.
just starting out in January with the workout program that you had in the work ethic, everybody on the Oak Leaf team, probably their line outweighed us by, I'd say, a minimum 60, 80 pounds.
At least 50 pounds.
Yeah, at least 50 pounds. Yeah,
I'm telling you, they were huge.
They were
And it showed. It showed coming into the third quarter.
Yeah.
You know, where the strength and endurance started paying off, because these kids were better conditioned, and they were able to hold up and keep
All right, hey guys, we're going to continue this. We got some breaking news. Michael Heater, what do you have for us, big guy?
Hey, Dave, wanted to interrupt the show. Sorry for the interruption on that
That's
one.
okay.
Yeah, we got breaking news coming in out of Bradford County. Bradford County Sheriff's Office is reporting that the Florida Highway Patrol was involved in a traffic crash following a vehicle pursuit on State Road 16. Now, there's no serious injuries, but there's a heavy police presence on State Road 16 in the Pleasant Grove neighborhood between Stark and the Union County line. Anyone who's going to be traveling that area for the next little bit is encouraged to seek an alternate route due to the investigation that's going on. Again, State Road 16, it is open to traffic, but drivers are urged to seek an alternate route due to a heavy police presence following the Florida Highway Patrol involved in a vehicle pursuit that resulted in a traffic crash. Again, no serious injuries. As we get more information, we'll be sure to pass that along to you, Dave.
And of course, you can hear it right here. Thank you very much, Michael, for that breaking news. And you heard it first right here on the Spot with David Rodgers. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. We've got a presence back with us as far as a live audience. If you have a question for any of these guys, please use our phone line, 904-458-7588. If the line is busy, you can leave a message, and we'll read your message on the air. You can also try to call back if you wish. Again, special guest, Coach Jaime Rodgers, you just heard him speak. You've got Mr. Gordon Smith, our very own sheriff. We've also got Mr. Kurt Miracle, Mr. Byron Bagwell, and myself, along Michael Heater and Mr. Dave Holland. We're bringing it on the Spot with David Rodgers each and every Tuesday night. Guys, thank you again for being here with us, and we've got a lot more to talk about. Coach, we were talking about those particular players that that we call, of course, your skill players, guys that you give them a crease and they can take off. I know those players. I'd like for you to tell our audience who some of those players are and what's some of the great characteristics about those particular young men.
Well, all of our kids so far, I have not seen a willingness to give in. All I've seen is a lot of hard work. Here's the thing, and I talked to them about this the very first day I spoke to them in the auditorium when I've got to meet the team for the first time. The difference in being, and I knew the kids. I'd watched them on film before I ever got there, so I saw them play. The difference is if the best players in the room will work the hardest, you can be incredibly good in a hurry. If the best kids are slackers and they don't lead by example and they don't do what they're supposed to, it's going to take a long time to get the culture right. That's kind of where we were, and we were very, very, very fortunate to have. I'm scared to always leave somebody out, but I'm going to throw out some names that have worked extremely hard. Senior class, obviously Manny Covey, unbelievable young man. I've never met a kid that probably works out 2 or 3 times a day, every single day. He gets up and works out before he comes to school. He works out in my class after school, during school, and then he'll go home after practice and lift also. So, you got that kind of work ethic that's arguably your best player. We got so many that are good that it's tough to say sometimes.
Right.
But I do know this: January 5th, he got his first offer on January 5th. Now he's got somewhere in the neighborhood of 26. High Division I offers. Just committed to Cincinnati Bearcats, which a lot of people didn't see on Twitter. Cincinnati Bearcats played in the Final Four last year against Bama, right? Held their own, and then now they've got the number 3 or number 4 ranked class in the nation.
Right.
And I talked to their quarterbacks coach a lot. He's been involved in recruiting my kids for 15 years, no matter where I've been. He called me and said, "We've got the number 8 recruiting class in the nation because of Manny Covey." He committed, and then he started recruiting. He got on the phone and started calling these linemen and different people like that, and they started committing because of Manny Covey. That's all you need to know.
That's it.
That changes a room. That's right. So, got him, and then special talents. I mean, we've got, Khalil's obviously. Khalil Cummings is an unbelievable player. Willie Pollard's going to be special. Gavin Cook's a really good football player.
Yes, he is.
Jaron Alexander, like I said, I wish I had my roster so I could hit all 25
Let me tell you
of
a guy that I really love, Coach, and I call him the one-man wrecking crew because when he is on, he's on, and that's Torn Brazil. Oh, my God.
I'll tell you what, he's really picked up the intensity. I didn't get to have him just because of another class that he needed to have, so I didn't have him this semester when I got here. So, Torn has really turned it on in the summer. We've got obviously Dejon special with the ball in his hands. Chasen Clark, Bryson Bowen. Even Cole Crosby works unbelievably hard, and he's got a great motor. Sometimes I got to turn him down a little bit, but I'd rather turn somebody down. I'd rather turn somebody down and always have to turn them on. Right. And like I said, I'm gonna leave out some people. Will and Trey have done a great job. Will Sigma, Trey Schmidt, they've done a great job of being there. I'll tell you one of Coach Staples' favorite players. Let
me help you out, Coach.
He's probably not watching, but McBride, Devon McBride, 32, unbelievable the way he works everything. He works as hard as he can in the weight room. Then he works as hard as he can on sprints, and it shows up. I mean, but we got so many young kids, some young linemen. I think we talked about Roberts last week.
Yes.
Reese Wainwright, Grayson Jennings, Jacob Ferguson. We got about 3 Fergusons, but one of the linemen, Elijah Williams, worked extremely hard. He's going to have to play a lot of both ways. I'm proud of all these guys, and at some point I'll be able to list them all.
Yep.
But what they've given since January 5th and 6th. Even in the middle, they were playing for a state championship in basketball, and those kids were still coming to the weight room and working out every single day. That's the way you change things. We've got a lot of, I think we've got about 15 incoming 9th graders that are there every day. I'm not near strict on them because they don't understand the process of what we do yet. So I make it very they got to make 12 workouts during the summer. Our older kids to compete on varsity have to make a minimum of 20. So if they don't make 20, they don't have to ask any questions about why they're not playing.
Well, guess what? I guess I wouldn't be playing. I'm going to already tell you that right now. Hey, I'd be on the minimum of 12.
Yeah. Clifford, I wanted to make sure I hit Clifford, Brian Clifford, Jeremiah McKenzie, Brandon Williams. A lot of those guys running the ball in the second half of that game the other night.
My goodness.
Extremely hard workers. C.J. Karn coming off double
ACL surgery.
I've never even heard of that before. Yeah. And I mean, he played a great football game the other night in the spring game. Somebody who's getting some looks is Demetrius Pringle.
Yes,
we call him Jip. That's his nickname. Yeah, so I mean, at 6'3", 6'4", whatever he is, and can run the way he does, he's gonna have a chance to play some college football, I think. Which I think a lot of our kids do. And nowadays, there's a ton of opportunities out there, but we do have some special kids here. And I wanted to hit one thing before the breaking news. We have got a chance to be really good for one reason. Well, mainly one reason. Obviously, you have to have good players. We just talked about that. We've got a ton of support here so far. Our kids eat 12 loaves of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches a week. They drink probably 6 to 8 gallons of chocolate milk every week on Monday through Thursday, and that's got to be funded. Right, so coaches go pick it up. Booster Club reimburses coach for it. It's unbelievable. If you want to be a good winning football program, that's what it takes. You can't have kids that are not eating, not gaining weight. If they're not gaining weight, they're not getting bigger. They're not getting bigger. They're not getting faster. That's the way you win. Right. So, and because all the good programs that you have to compete against at the end of the year, they're doing it. So you have to do it, and we've been afforded that liberty to do it here because of so many people like Mr. Miracle that stepped up and made sure our kids are taken care of. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
You know, you were just talking about Kurt and everybody that works over at Miracle Automotive and Towing. What great hearts these guys have.
They don't have to do that.
No, they don't. They don't. And I know that each and every time that Kirk and his team has asked to step up, Gordon, they step up. And let me tell you, this guy right here has got a heart of gold. But you know what I even love more about him? very godly. He's a Christian man through and through. Humble. He doesn't want to be recognized for anything.
Not just football either.
No, it's everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Girls weightlifting.
Yeah.
You name it. That's why I went in my little thing on Facebook, I put all sports.
Yeah.
Because that's what this guy is all about. Kurt.
That's our future. That's our future.
It is. And I just want you to talk a little bit about Miracle Automotive and Towing, by the way, who's sponsoring this show tonight, and it's going to be sponsored for the next month or so. But, Kurt, just tell us a little bit about how you just got the love and the passion. I know you were big over in Baker County before you moved over here. Now you're a Tornado through and through. Just where did the passion and just...
Well, we've always loved football. We really have. Me and my brother, Miracle Automotive, we've loved football. We come over here in 2018, and we seen something over here that reminded us of years past in Baker County, so to speak. And I just seen there's so much talent in Bradford County, so much. And this to hear that Jaime was going to come over here, and he was one of our favorite coaches over there, and I knew what a good coach he was, and I said, hey, it's time. It's time. I'm gonna go out there and say it.
Yeah, sure.
And
Yes, sir.
I see a state championship. I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry I put it on you, Jaime, like this.
Yeah.
No pressure.
I see it too. We talked about this. I see it too, Kurt. I'll be honest. I'm backing you. I'm
You've
right
got
behind you.
so many kids there's such a talent here. If it doesn't happen, it'd be surprising. But I said whenever we first come over here, if we got the exposure of one or two kids, it gives the other kids a chance to get the same exposure to get some college scholars looking here. And if we get one, if we get 10 in 2 years, if we get one to come back, we've succeeded.
Right.
And that's what it's about to me. I mean, we try to bring our kids back to our county to do good things, and hopefully we lead by example. I said years ago that Coach Joe Gibbs told me something that you surround yourself with good people, good things happen. And that's what's happening in Bradford County right now. It really is.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Kurt, you do this with such heart and such giving. You and Ms. Nye back there, and Dixie, and everybody that works over at Miracle Automotive and Towing. You know, somebody will come in, and it doesn't matter how busy you are. You stop. You guys stop and you talk to these people. And well, no, you do, brother, and you do. I've seen it. Michael's seen it. We've all seen it. You do, and you've got one of the, like I said, one of the biggest hearts and one of the kindest hearts, and you know, and your business is thriving because of that as well. And like I said, you're a very godly man, and you know, you believe in the good Lord above, and you just pass it down and just spread it amongst all of us, man. And I tell you, you are a miracle.
Go back to what Joe Gibbs told me.
Yeah.
First, put your faith in your Heavenly Father. Surround yourself with good people. Good things happen. Look what's happening.
Right, and that's exactly right. And I'm glad that we're sort of switching over, Coach. And I know we're going to get to a little bit more football, but right here we've got our very own Sheriff Gordon Smith, the president of the Tornado Touchdown Club, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Tell us a little bit about the Tornado Touchdown Club, what we're looking at, what we're looking at doing.
Absolutely. We're trying to rebuild things from the past where it's kind of fallen apart over the years, getting buy-in from the community. This is really all about the kids.
Yep.
But if you don't have buy-in from the kids, you don't get buy-in from the community. It started with heading in a different direction, seeing what can we do to help support whoever the next coach may be. The last coach was going out, was trying to keep it together. Who was leading it with Miracle, Kurt, and several of us just got to talking and said, what can we do? And Kurt kind of led the charge and kind of got the, setting up a 401 so people can donate money to, contribute to,
right,
to make sure that the concession stand is staffed, to make sure that the funds, not only for football, because football, like I say, let's face it, it's a backbone for a lot of the other sports.
Yes, it is.
And if we're not successful there, the other sports suffer. So with that in mind, it was mainly focused on football, but we've kind of reached out and said, at the end, when we get there, and it does affect, as Coach Rodgers said, look, we've got to support everybody in this. It doesn't just, whether you're in the band,
right,
whether, and bands always had great support, and the band we got to have, just like our cheerleaders.
Right.
It's all part of that team effort that you got to have. And so we're working together. We're trying to get all that buy-in. Local businesses now that are stepping up. When you look at it, Murray,
Right.
Ford, not just Ford, but Murray Chrysler Ford.
Right.
All the superstores down there that have stepped up, and other businesses. Every businessman, citizens that have just come up and said, "Can I give you $25? Can I give you $50 to purchase, run the board, to advertise?" It's neat when you can see your commercial with a captioned audience on the big screen up there. You know, you got a captioned audience on Friday night. We're watching other local TV. We don't get to see a lot of our local business people, and we couldn't do it out of businesses.
Right. No,
And
absolutely.
most of them are independent business people here. You know, we can't go to Amazon, and I can't run out to Walmart and get a donation.
Right.
You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
No,
We
you're
get
right.
our local businesses every time, whether it be selling cookies, magazines, or whatever it is. But I'll be honest with you, and a lot of these people, even when they purchase red seats, they say, "Look, I can't make it every Friday night. I got family, or I got these commitments." They give it to their staff, and the
Yes.
staff gets to come sit in those seats. Because let me tell you something, that's my field. Mm-hmm. You know, thank God for the new field, but I played right there. The old concrete bleachers, they said it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of upgrades over the years, but when you have people cheering on behind you, that hometown crowd, there's always an advantage to that. And when I walked in there on the spring game, we never imagined. We bought supplies for that. We're used to what it always been. We could have bought twice. We sold out of everything.
Did you?
Everything in the concession stand. When I walked in that night with my grandbabies, and I seen the crowd, I said, "We've changed. We've accomplished what we were looking for. Now we want to carry that momentum." I'm telling you, halftime there wasn't none. We sold everything. I could not believe what we'd always prepared for. We could have sold twice as much, and that's what I'm talking about. At a spring game, and filling the stands, to hear the excitement. I'll be honest with you, I was a little hesitant with Oakleaf. You know, I'd read some stuff.
Me too.
I'd read some stuff in them.
I thought the Jaguars were on the field when I looked at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I say, they look 80 pounds to me. I mean, those kids, when I looked and I seen how many they had across the field.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm a sports junkie, so I read up and what they're predicted to do in their division, and I said, "Did Coach Rodgers pick that?" I didn't know. And in the first quarter it was a battle, but when he took the field in command and stood up for his team and had the players bought in. When you watch, I've been on that sideline, as you know, 36 years.
Oh, yeah.
Played there, reliving every Friday night, standing on that sideline.
Been in the press box with me too.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
it. And watch those kids come around and support and buy into what the coach was doing. Thought I might have got there and get him once or twice, which I liked, because
I like that too. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Doing the right thing and doing it in a
Speaking of first
professional
players.
way, speaking up,
Yeah.
not being ugly, but defending and fighting for what you knew was right. And those referees, if you don't do that, people don't understand that. It's not being, because if they if they know that they can do what they want to without anybody judging,
Right. They're gonna do it.
they're going to do it.
They're gonna do it.
Been in that position before too.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding, Coach, and you really take. And I met him years ago through his brother Paul Rodgers,
Yep.
who retired from Publix and had worked for us here at the sheriff's office.
Great
Traffic laws,
softball
but
player.
He always made sure he was not going to work on Friday nights because he had to go where his brother was at.
What's that? Yeah.
But your brother gave away. I don't know how he ever had anything because he gave away to these kids
So
from
many
cleats to softball bats
Yeah.
to baseball bats to
From Bradford to Swanee to
everywhere you went.
Yeah, that's right. It started in. I was just a defensive defense coordinator for Coach Johns actually in Alma, Georgia, years ago, and that's when it started. Then even like we've always joked, there's no telling how much money he took for hoping nobody from Publix is watching, but I guess it matters. I don't know how much money he got from Publix to feed kids and give kids cleats.
That's not there to go. He
Yeah.
collected food. He gave
Yeah.
rides from his kids were always involved to to his brother. I knew for years before I ever got to meet you because that was priorities.
Priorities. Yeah.
Family. Family
Yeah.
come before work, and the guy loves sports. He was a sports junkie, and he loved his baby brother. And
I just got to ask him, Gordon. I just got to ask him. I played softball. You played softball with Paul.
Oh, yeah.
He was excuse my French, he was a hell of a softball player. Wait. Could you play as good as him?
Probably not.
No.
Yeah. Let me tell you what, man.
eat it, lived it.
There is still balls that are flying into South America right now that guy hit that they're still looking for. He could jack a softball, son.
He taught me how to hit, all that kind of stuff. But growing up, my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl, our middle brother Daryl, we've all, they taught me how to do everything. Really, I mean, I'm a little bit behind them. in age, 18 years behind Paul, so I got to sit in the truck while he was driving, and stuff like that. And, all those things, they taught me the competitiveness side of sports and the way to do it the right way. So they taught me everything I know about sports. I appreciate both of them.
Definitely competitive.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, we're going to continue this conversation right here, but we need to pay some bills. So we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back right after this commercial break.
That's real hard.
Welcome back to On the Spot with David Rodgers. A special edition here. We're talking Tornado football, Tornado Touchdown Club, and boosters within our community. Over to my left is the owner of Miracle Automotive and Towing. There's Mr. Kurt Miracle. You heard him speak a while ago. Here's Mr. Byron Bagwell, our co-host. Right over here to my right, of course, is our very own Sheriff Gordon Smith. And, of course, head football coach Jaime Rodgers. I'm David Rodgers. Glad to have you guys along. And, we were just sitting here talking about, the things with the way the Tornadoes, you can see the turnaround. You can see the buy-in, as you were saying.
Oh, absolutely.
You can see the Tornado touchdown and the Booster Club just boosting itself up. Guys and gals from in our community giving at will to our club and our football team. But I do want to give a shout out to a particular person that's made a lot of difference. His son plays on the football team, and I wish we could have had him here tonight, but Mr. Jimmy Clark. Mr. Jimmy Clark got a lot of this stuff rolling. He's been the spokesperson.
He's a worker.
But he is a worker. Absolutely. He has been really divvying in to a bunch of things. He's been a spokesman at some of these meetings and everything. So, Jimmy, from all of our hearts, thank you for the hard work that you're doing and that you're continuing to do for Tornado football. I know me and you talked a little bit, and from the bottom of our hearts, I want to thank you, and we want you to keep doing the great works that you are doing for Tornado football. And Coach, I know you appreciate him and appreciate
And another
some
one
of the things.
that really sets up the concession is David Bars.
David Bars.
Let me tell you, that's between Jimmy and David. They're really the worker bees. David is well organized.
Yes,
he can fix anything. He's one of those kind of guys. Jimmy's like me. We can supervise and get things motivated, but we really don't want us touching a whole lot.
Right.
We can break more than we can fix.
Yeah.
But we keep it going. But let me tell you, those guys, like David, he don't have any kids, but it's the love of kids. It's like the coach. If you're out there doing something, it's the excitement. We all love being together, supporting our kids. When you watch those kids take the field, when you know they're fed, the buy-in from the community, those Friday night lights, as we all talk about.
Yes.
We build. It's not just those 10, 11, 12, 13 games we're planning on these. It's a all-year event. People don't understand football season is all year. If you want to be competitive, it's all year. And you want to win, just as the coach said, that 12, 13, 14 loaves of bread. Well, if you try to buy bread and peanut butter lately, or better yet, try to buy you a gallon of chocolate milk, you ain't filling your cars up.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
But those are the type of things, and that's the program that the coach is bringing, and the buy-in from his coaching staff and the great staff you've picked to go along.
Unbelievable.
That you got to have that mechanism of working like a fine-tuned machine to keep that moving forward. So not only have I bought in, what happens after the excitement wears off?
Right.
So I don't know how the coach does it because it's great for those first couple of weeks and the kids are buying in. What do you do in the long haul, Coach? And I don't know how you do that, but I've watched you and seeing these kids now. I don't know what you're doing out there, but you're doing something.
Well, it's about caring. And listen, the two guys that you guys mentioned, Jimmy and David. Jimmy's in constant contact a lot of times with having some ideas. Hey, Coach, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And he's really pushed things probably farther than I could have even envisioned some things,
Right.
And along with these two, who are probably the reason I'm here for the most part, because I knew I had to. When agreeing to come, I had to have somebody I knew in my corner. It's very important. And it's not about just wearing a whistle and blowing a whistle and yelling at a bunch of kids all day long. It's so much more than that. It's going to talk to the people in Kiwanis, going to a luncheon and thanking somebody for all they've done for our program and things like that. That's the way you make it happen.
Yeah.
It like he's just said, it is a year-round thing. Football is year-round nowadays. Yep. And, our kids are with us for 2.5, 3 hours. One thing I wanted to mention, listen, it's not just me. If it were just me, we would not win a lot of games, right? Mm-hmm. So Monday and Tuesdays, I have every single coach that's in the football program that works in our school system. Right. They're there with me every single day in the summer. That doesn't happen everywhere.
No.
Especially when you can't afford to pay them what they deserve, right? So that's huge for our kids to show up every day, and they've got 5, 6, 7 coaches that are running things for them in the summer.
Right.
They see it's important to us. It's automatically important to them. So it doesn't matter if it's January or if it's March or if it's August or if it's December. It's all important because there's so many people that are pouring into it. That's what it's about.
And you've got kids coming out that wouldn't normally probably come out.
That's what
you're convincing kids that they're that they do have good in them. They do stand potential to support and play.
Sure.
And I don't know how you're doing it, but I've like I say, I've been on the sideline a lot of years to watch these kids, and when you talk to them, that buy-in that they're getting, like me, I didn't have it, but Coach Church made me believe that I was better than I was.
Sure.
And I see you doing that, and not everybody can do that. That's not you can read it in a book, you can do all those kind of things, but most people can't do that. It's that little niche you have of them buying in, thinking that they are better than they may be. Mm-hmm. Now, some kids are the real deal, and they are. Yep. They're born that way.
Yep.
Other kids have to work hard to get that way.
We call that program kids. You can't be as good as you can be if you don't have a kid that might be, he might give us, what if he makes a game-saving tackle on the punt team? That we may never call his name except that one time, but he saved us a game. Right. It was worth it for him to come out there. My favorite, you probably shouldn't say this, it's politically incorrect for a coach to say, but my favorite player all time is a kid at Swanee. He's a doctor now. His name was Hunter Hamilton. He was my favorite player of all time. You know how many plays he played? 4 in his life, in his career for me. Played all 4 years. Varsity football downs, he played 4. We were really good. We were really talented that year. It was just like here. We had skill guys everywhere. And he understood that he wasn't that. But he came out every single day. He didn't skip reps in the weight room. He ran the same sprints and worked out. His last play of his career, the last regular season game of his senior year, he got an interception. Playing safety, we were up by a lot. He got in the game interception. He'll never forget that. Nope. He'll never forget that moment in time, no matter how many people he operates on. Right. He's going to remember the interception that he had.
That's he can operate. He wasn't all beat up. He can operate. There's a positive out of that.
But he's the kind of kids I'm talking about. That's a program kid. Our program at Swanee was so much better because of Hunter Hamilton than if he had not been there. And he only played 4 plays.
4 plays.
That's the kind of people that we got to have.
We got here.
And you just said something right behind his name or in front of his name. Doctor.
Yep.
Look what it, doctor.
Yep, that's right.
When
very disciplined.
You set up, Coach, and you're mentoring these kids, and that's really what you're doing.
Sure.
And you're modeling what you're telling me you're modeling with all the coaches being there. Mm-hmm. That's going to make a child look and go, hey, this is that important to him that I'm here. And most of them are not going to disappoint you.
Absolutely not. They'll raise the expectations, always. Kids will always, no matter what it is. If you let them, if you drop the expectation, they're going down there.
That's right.
If you raise it, in order to get to where they want to go, these kids want to win.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it.
Y'all was at the game, right? The spring game, right? Both of you. Was you at the spring game? You didn't get a chance to make it, but did you watch it on Facebook?
I was watching it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sheriff, tell me if I'm wrong here. I seen a glow. I seen a high step. These kids, man, just wasn't. They was running off and on the field. they were high-fiving each other.
Yeah.
They were patting each other
They were
on the rear end.
they were paying attention.
They were paying attention to the coach, and I like what the coach said last week when he went out there. When you went out there and you spoke, and you was like, "Hey, about the referee." Yeah. I seen them. They was like they had your back. I was like, I was telling Mitchell and Jeremiah Vaughn was up there helping me call the game a little bit, and he's like, "Man," he even said, "I see something different. There's something different here. Not sure, I can't put," he said he couldn't put his finger on it, but he says there's like a vibe. There's like a glow. There's like a energy. I can put my hand on it. I know it's these kids, like y'all all just said, are buying in to what him and the coaches are doing for him. And you're going to have a good football team if you got a lot of buy-in like that, and if they believe.
I'm telling you, just not only that, but just watching the fans that got lit up in the excitement from watching what's going on the sideline. Mm-hmm. You can't have one cog missing out of the wheel. You can't have 7 of 8 pistons running in a motor. You've got to have them all running, and it takes a special formula. And not everyone can do it, and they teach coach 30 years, can't get it done.
Right.
It's one of those things you can't read in a book, y'all. It's
No.
So it's the passion inside the coach, and the timing, and everything comes together for a reason. And those are the coaches that make history. Those are the coaches that go on to the Hall of Fame. Those are the coaches that go on that kids will talk about. As I did for my generation, Coach Hurst. Look at all the men. Because I can be honest with you, I spoke with Jaime. He said, "Look, it's not all about winning. We got to, his whole philosophy was we're building men. These are, and which our country needs more of.
But yes, that does.
And to build young men, and people said, well, I was talking to some gentleman, and I said, if he changes one of those kids' lives, he said, well, we need more than one. I said, I get that, and I pray for more than one.
Right.
But I've seen the damage that one kid can cause, or that one kid can do. So if you save that one, we will never know until we get answer to our Heavenly Father. We'll never know. He'll never know how many lives he's touched, because when they move on in families, you run into them from time to time, and it's great when you see them. But I'm telling you, he's changing lives. Not only he's changing lives, his coaching staff, and then he's building a community around doing that to make a better community, because these are community leaders.
I want to read just some of the comments here. Billy Rayberg said, "Coach Hurst is one of the first coaches in the state of Florida to start a weightlifting program in Bradford County. He said was one of the reasons he won the state championship back in 65 and 66. All those kids were 165 to 170 pound average. That's how we want the state championship to be, like with speed and strength." That's what Billy was saying there. Dakota, Melissa Cribbs, Dakota, I guess you know Dakota, has made a huge turnaround since Coach has been there. So, which is a good thing.
I appreciate that.
Mr. Kurt Miracle is one of the best supporters of Bradford sports that I have ever seen. He has been here for just a short time, and he's all on Bradford and on Bradford Tornado football and other sports. That's a great compliment, man. That's a great compliment. Yeah.
Maybe he is on his meds.
Yeah. Maybe. I have already took off at Jackson's for that Friday night over there at McClenny. We will be tailgating over there before the game, Coach. And somebody's already want me to ask you about that. Okay. Since we've got a date with them on August the 26th right there over at Baker County. Tell me what you know about the Wildcats and what do you think? I know they've always got a good football team.
Yeah, the kids that are graduating were 8th graders when I was the head coach there. So I didn't get to see them, with me in the weight room and stuff like that, or get to coach them. But I did go watch a lot of their games, on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
So I do know the kids. Freddie Smith, who's actually the wide receivers coach, is Cam Smith's dad. Cam Smith's a really talented running back that plays for them. He and I played on the same high school football team together. So all those guys, I know tons of those guys over there. The 2 or 3 of the guys in the coaching staff were still there when I was there. The middle linebacker coach, the guy that actually, I hope that he runs all the linebackers, name's Hank Farmer. He was one of the players that played for me back, me and Coach Johns as an assistant a long time ago. Hank Farmer's an unbelievable football player. He spent, that's when I first learned, basically probably learned how to coach with guys like, those guys were so hungry to learn, so they would, after practice, they just all load up, either get in my truck or that. Basically, the whole defense would come to my house every night and we'd watch film.
and
you
had to feed them too.
I had to feed them pizzas and stuff like that. I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough money. I didn't have enough money to feed them.
He's feeding it officially.
Thank God for Paul. Thank God for Paul. I can tell you.
So that's where Hank and those guys like that, and to see him, he's a manager and he basically runs one of the UPS places here in Jacksonville.
Right.
But he still drives home every day to coach. I'm proud of that.
Yeah,
That's one of my guys.
Right.
Right, and he's dumping into the community where he's from, and that's what I want for our guys here. So that's why we do it. And in Cook and in Swanee, that's what we've always wanted, is for the kids like Gordon was talking about and Kirk was talking about, to go back and be positive people there, and to see Hank doing that. So yeah, I'll be excited that night. I'll be very excited.
We're all going to be excited that night.
Yeah, they'll probably even be. I'll be amped up a little bit more than normal, and that's hard to get for me.
There's a ton of talent over there too, though.
There is
Don't take 'em lightly.
There is a ton of talent.
That's going to be a fun football. It's going to be a great atmosphere for our
It is.
kids.
Yeah.
You better buy your tickets early. Is all I'm gonna say. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's always a sellout game, no matter who hosts that game.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, Baker's always been a good host to us, and we've always been a good host to them. We like the rivalry because we're all competitive. So,
Absolutely.
Baker wants to be a lot like Bradford. I get it. So they work hard trying to beat us.
You know what I've noticed these days, Gordon? Me and you maybe talked about this before. For our generations, we're still there.
Yeah, we're
right.
Yeah.
We're still there. Before I got here,
I can tell you we lost.
I couldn't stand Bradford County, right? Because I'm a Wildcat.
Yep, I knew that was coming.
Right? I graduated a Wildcat, but now I'm full blown Tornado, and I don't really like them a lot. Right? You know what I'm saying?
And what's funny is, Bradford, Baker, and even the Union County, we're all brothers and sisters.
Right.
Yeah.
We all grew up the same way. We all have the same values. We all have the same. Sports is a way for a lot of our kids to get out of here that necessarily wouldn't.
Yep.
Have opportunity to get that education
That's right.
at the next level. And a lot of our kids, we've had the talent, haven't got the face time with other schools that maybe we lost over the years of changing and moving around. So now we're getting that opportunity for other schools, and because there was a lot of athletes came here could have went on to the next level.
Oh, absolutely.
And we've had plenty, but there's a lot more that could have. But we've missed those, and it's nice to have that availability back to us with coaches that know how to do that.
Right.
It's not just being a coach, but it's also getting your child. One is want to learn, educate, because education's a big part of it. But also it's learning responsibility, because when you're playing football, it's not golf.
No. Oh no.
You have to learn most of the things I learned, because I didn't have a father in my life. Came from that football field.
That's
The
right.
discipline. When they discipline you, it's not because they're mad at you.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of kids understand if you holler at them, they get mad and spout off. And employees I had a gentleman tell me, Sheriff, I think of you as a father. I said, well, close the door because we're going to talk to you like a father. I mean, he couldn't quit fast enough, and I'm like, that's not what I wanted. But he had never had a man in his life that had spoke up to him and said what was really there and been real. Now he's come back and apologized, and we've moved on a lot farther than what I consider him a very, very close friend. But it takes that. You got to learn that out there, and then as the community's buying in, and we're getting that support, knowing that that business knows when I put a little bit of money in that football program, guess what I'm getting back in return? I'm going to get an employee. Because most of us aren't going to go on to college. I thought I was good enough, but I look around and say, but the coach made me believe that.
Sure.
So you played your heart out. But you're coming back into the community. I'm bringing something back home. And even if it's not home, it's at the next level. I love looking out and went to Alabama and seeing a kid that grew up in Bradford County as a senator, and the prominent people that have been placed in certain positions, from judges, to kids you teach, to those type things. It's all about not necessarily the leader, but it's a good, hearted, strong, productive citizen in society. And it starts on the football field, and the football field trickles to basketball.
Right.
Where it's a smaller team and playing sports, and all that wealth that we get there spreads to them. And from that to girls softball to the wrestling team. I wasn't no good at wrestling. I was skinny. The track, well, I could run. I had a mean mama, so I learned to run.
You know what I've noticed, though, talking about how passionate we are about that? It's been lost a little bit in this generation because of social media.
Yep.
And they got such quick access to each other.
Yep, to each other.
So they're all friends, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I didn't know the guys' names from Bradford unless I went and bought a program and scouted them myself.
Right.
So nowadays, a lot of them are family. right?
Yeah.
So it's not, to them, I don't feel the same thing I feel from our generations and the generations before us. But I can tell you this, on August 26th, it's going to be there's going to be tons of people there.
Oh, I'm telling you.
And I'm ready.
I'm telling you, you better buy tickets now for that game if you can, because I can tell you as history repeats itself. Don't wait and say, oh, I'm going to drive over to the game because everybody's talking about it. It's going to be social media, everything, all the hype. The hype's going to live up to it. I mean, it's going to live up to the hype, I should say, in reference to that game, because those kids, like you say, social media now. I don't know how you control that.
That's unbelievable.
I know professional and college coaches now. There's a thing because you can get into a bunch of stuff. These
Yes,
kids,
you can.
and they're competitive.
Ours, no, they send out the wrong thing, they don't play.
That's what I'm saying. So we
Yeah.
have to monitor that because they get caught up in the hype too.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like me, I'm the sheriff. And hey, I'm calling out the Baker County sheriff. You know, and he's a good guy. You know, but I'm calling and say, hey, what you? I talk a lot of smack too. I'm a good cheerleader.
Hey, you know, this may be the Channel 4 game of the week.
Could be.
It could be. It
We get enough
usually
votes.
is.
If we get enough votes.
If we get enough
That'd be a
votes,
lot
and
of
I
fun,
guarantee
too.
you, that would be a lot of fun. I'm going to
Yes,
tell
it
you
will.
right now, that's going to be a slobber knocker of a game right there.
Yes, it will.
I'm going to tell you right now, both of these teams are going to come out and pop each other. I can tell you right square in the mouth.
No
Hey,
question.
there's gonna be a lot of butterflies if that ball gets kicked, and then it's gonna be game on.
Yeah.
And all that goes away, and then the game, because all the hype, and then when I know when that whistle blows, and we're all standing on edge.
Oh, yeah,
As
we're
you know,
standing there
man,
on edge.
I'm getting goosebumps now.
Hey.
And when that ball's kicked, it's like, oh, that's out the window, and then the fight's on. You know?
That's exactly right.
The fight's on for 4 quarters. That's
Coach
right.
Hurts is smiling at us right now.
Oh, you know it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna be a special night that night.
Oh, yeah, there is. Now, hey, just real quick for you. You and your brother got a little special bet going on? Little special something?
Gentleman bet.
I won't make
Gentleman
that
thing.
public yet, but we are gonna make a special bet for that.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
We can't have to change tires. You're gonna have
You gonna have to change tires?
Yeah, it might be better than that though.
I hope I'm not gonna get to go right here next door and watch. I don't want to drive to McLean now.
We've had a great show so far. We got a couple other things. I just want to go over the schedule. The Baker County game, of course, because
Yeah,
you're
be a
from
lot of
there.
fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Coach, what was the name of the school again that we're playing in the
The
Kickoff
preseason
Classic?
game.
The 19th, the week before, it's Impact Christian.
Impact Christian.
Yeah.
Impact Christian, where's that?
Impact Christian, Cap Jacksonville. He was at Bobby Ramsey was the head coach at Mandarin.
Yeah.
He's the head coach there now.
Okay.
They're starting a program, and he was looking for. All we were getting was 3, 4, 5 hours away
Right.
for a kickoff classic. I mean, I would have considered it during the regular
Mm-hmm.
season,
7:30.
but not in the preseason classic. So. Well, that was the closest
Well, he
game
knows
we could
Slouch
find.
coach. He
Always a great football coach and a great guy. He's
Yeah.
a really good dude.
So we're going on Baldwin. Last couple of years, giving us a little problem. Just I think
Baldwin's
some of it was just we were ready. We came off a bye week, I know, a couple of times, and I just think we looked because we should have beat them many a
I know
times.
Baldwin has entered the transfer portal, and they have gotten good quickly.
Okay.
A couple coaches that
Yes.
have moved in over there.
Okay.
I've heard from Trinity Christian. So
Okay, so
they're going skill wise, athlete wise, they'll be just like us.
Okay, so this ought to
That'll
be a great
good one, too.
entertainment.
Yeah, that'll be a
football
lot of fun. That's a great home opener.
Yeah, it will, and you're exactly right. Middleburg,
Yep.
are they up on the rise? I think as
Got
a little bit.
very highly recruited tailback, last name Mitchell. Every Division I college program in the country has been through to see him, at least meet him, watch him play. I got a chance to go watch him against Keystone. They're big up front. They look like Oakleaf up front.
Right.
You're talking about a school with 1,800 kids or something
Right,
like that.
yeah,
So they're gonna have they'll have some kids up front that outweigh us about like Oakleaf did probably. And then Mitchell's he's 210, 215 pounds and he can run. So that'll be another fun one.
That will be, and both of those are at home, so we hopefully can get the home crowd in. Going over East Side, I know a lot of their kids went over to Hawthorne, but I think they still got a good nucleus. Right?
I've heard a lot of stuff going on. Their coach left late. Matter of fact, we scheduled this game at a weightlifting meet we were at over at GHS.
Right.
Me and the head football coach were standing on the wall and said, "Hey, what you got open?" And we had week 4. Both of us had week 4 open, and I needed an away game, so we made it happen right there. I don't know anything about them very much at all.
Right. I know that would be over at Citizen Field, I think, so
Yes.
in Gainesville. Then we got Monroe
Yes.
at home. What do you know about Monroe?
I can tell everybody, we got a few new faces on the schedule this
Absolutely.
year. It was really tough to find games. It just was. And then when we had almost 10 games filled, the state come in and broke us up, Metro and Suburban.
Correct.
Right? So when that happened, we lost. A bunch of teams they were in districts now that weren't in districts like us. We got placed into a district.
Yep.
So we lost a bunch of games. So we were kind of scrambling at the end to try to find some. Monroe's over in Tallahassee. Very, very talented group. They 6'6" receiver that's committed to Stanford. That'll be a lot of fun for our kids here to watch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Six.
We are playing some teams, big guy, that's got some talent over there that's like us. They got to be
sure.
kids.
They got a 4-star corner just transferred in from Godby that I just read about the other day. So talent-wise, skill-wise, they'll feel at home playing against us because they're gonna have good skill kids
And that's
too.
a home game too, right?
That's
Yes.
a home game. And I hear they travel well, too. I know they follow their football team. So then we get into the district. I know you were just talking about Metro, Suburban, and Rural, right?
Yes.
So we're in 2S.
2S, that's right.
2S, which incorporates Keystone, Tacoya Creek, and Palatka.
Yes.
So we start off after that with Keystone Heights over there.
Over there, yep.
We have a rivalry with Keystone, have had for years, and ought to be an entertaining football.
I've known Chuck a long time. I think Steve's over there.
He is over there.
I've texted back and forth with him a couple times since the game got scheduled. I never compete. I don't think I've ever played Keystone as a coach, assistant, or head coach. So that'll be my first time playing over there as a player or coach.
So, okay. So, not bad there. Then we got Tacoya Creek. Don't know much about Tacoya Creek. I read a little bit about them.
Yep.
I know they've got a couple of skill players that you were talking about as well. One's a receiver.
Yep.
And is the other one a back?
Other one's a linebacker, fullback type kid. Yeah. That kind of mold. They were brand new last year. Didn't have a senior class, right? So they had 9th, 10th, and 11th graders. Really struggled. Well, now they broke us up into classifications.
Right.
Well, they do have a senior class now. So they got 2,000 kids. We got 750. Right? So that doesn't bother me because it just shouldn't. When we played Oak Leaf the other day, they had 3,000.
Right.
So that doesn't bother. It's just kind of the unknown.
Right.
When you get a brand new class of kids in,
and you don't know.
So I don't know much about them at all, other than I read about a couple kids.
Yeah. Cover's looking
It's a
like
district game though.
it is a district game.
Don't know. I don't know how that happened or whatever, but it's good to go.
All right, and then here's one Kurt probably knows, and I know Gordon knows, and I know he knows, and so does Michael. A pain in the tail team that seemed to put us on the playoffs each and every year, but we got them back a couple of times. That's those Dunellen Tigers.
Oh, yeah.
Price Harris, their football coach, really good football coach. I think he was around here at some point in time.
He was.
As an assistant.
He was. Yeah.
He gets a lot of buy-in from his kids. Will you watch Dunellen play?
Oh, yeah.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
And they've got talented kids.
And they're so consistent.
He's since been named the head coach in Madison County.
Really?
So he's gone. Yep.
Okay.
He's not down there. Yeah. Price is from Madison.
Yes,
so
he is.
when Coach Co went to Coffee County, Georgia, Price got the call, and I'm happy for him. And me and Price actually scheduled that game before he got the Madison job.
Gotcha.
So
I know they've always got a good football
we've known
team.
each
They'll
other
bring-
a long time, and both of us needed a game. So that's going to be it. Hey,
That's
the
a
home
home game.
games we got, there's
That's
some
gonna be
good
good.
football players going to be coming through.
Yeah, I imagine. Then we got 2 away games. Palatka in our district. We played Palatka a couple of years ago. Beat them pretty good. They was on the upstart.
Yeah.
I think they've improved since then. Coach?
They got the coach that was at Menendez. I got to play against Coach Turner. I competed against him a long time over when I was in Baker at Menendez. Done a good job there. He'll do a good job at Palatka. I don't know anything about the numbers. I don't know much about them at all.
Gotcha.
I do.
I didn't get to see them.
I do.
He does. He's going to leave it alone.
No. I'll leave that one
And
alone.
then, of course, bookend games, Coach.
Yeah.
Bookend games right here. You were the head coach at Baker County, and then look at here. Look at the very end there on 11-4.
Now,
Man, there's a school called Swanee on there.
yeah.
You get to go back over there, Coach.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah, that
bring
was-
your football team over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're young kids. The last couple of years were special. Had a special group. Well, now they're older kids.
Yeah.
So, Kyler does a great job. Played at Florida State. Got the chance when I took the Baker County job in 16. After the 15 season, Kyler got to come home too. He was the head coach at McClay. He took my spot at Swan. He's been there ever since.
Yeah.
Hometown boy there. It's been, I'm in a group text message. Kyler Hall, a lot of the coaches still from Swanee that were my guys that I coached with there. We've been in a group chat for 8 years running now. For 8 years in a row, we text each other every day. That'll be a lot of fun. My offensive coordinator that was with me forever, Coach Josh Jacobson, he's the offensive coordinator in Swanee now this year. Ooh. So I'll get to compete against a lot of people I know.
So you know the Red Andy Day over there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, great guy. Yeah. He was really good, but very cordial to us the last time we was over there. Had our own little place over there. So that should be very, very entertaining. All right.
Is that also a district game?
No. So we got 1, 2, 3 in our district, so 4 including us. Okay. So, Coach, just real quick, how is that going to work? First, the winner of the district.
Champions in. And then, so we'll have, it's 8 districts.
Yep.
So in our region, there'll be 8 district champions, then 8 at-large bids.
Okay.
And then, the playoff bracket will be what it is. And then from there, basically, you just hope that your schedule's good enough. If you don't win the district championship, hope your schedule's been good enough. You got enough points playing. I mean, I'm not really sure what the equation is.
Right.
Either do you need to have a lot more wins, or do you need to play tougher people? Nobody can seem to answer that question. But we checked the boxes on the top.
You checked. Yeah, you were naming some good players. I seen Kurt going, ooh. That's him like, ooh. And I was doing the same thing.
It's going to be a great, great football season. That's a great competition.
Yep.
Our kids will rise to it.
Absolutely.
They'll play their hearts out, and as long as they do that, I'm good with it, no matter what happens.
So district champion, automatic in.
Yep.
And then after that, it goes by
at large.
At large.
Yep.
Okay. So I know we're getting on time here, and I want to do a couple of other things. Coach, you got to stay out of this one. Okay. I'm going to start with Kurt Miracle. Kurt, looking over the schedule, just what you hear. Coach, you may want to cover your ears. I don't know.
I'm used to it.
You're used to it. Picks. What do you think the Tornadoes go here?
I only see one game that could give us a problem.
That first one. Not even the first one. No. You don't even think the first. Oh, boy. Here we go. The Monroe or the Baldwin or the Middleburg?
That Keystone Heights games.
Oh, that Keystone Heights game worries you,
They
huh?
seem to always have good talent over there.
They run the ball very well. I know they've always run it behind. They don't run the ball.
Chuck's never been scared to run a ball.
No, he won't.
And that's
he won't throw it too much, but he'll throw it when he has to. Yeah.
He's beat us more times than not.
8-1.
All right, 9-1?
Or 9-1, yes. 9-1.
Not a lot of pressure. That's good.
I'm going to say this. As long as we win the first game and the second to the last game and we make the playoffs, I'm going to be happy. That's what I'm going to say about
So
that.
you want to beat Baker and you definitely want to beat the snot out of Palatka.
And both of them. And if Union County was on there, I'd say I want to beat them too, because I can't stand any other places. Sorry, Coach. I'm sorry, man. I have some really bad memories of going to Baker County and to Palatka. And it's not just from them beating us and us beating them. It's from some incidents that happened in those.
Right.
Both are tough places to play.
Yeah, they are. So what do you say?
Let's go 8-2.
8-2 for Byron. All right.
Here's mine. When we win in Baker.
Win.
I think the only unknown for me is the Monroe.
The Monroe. Okay.
They've always been that's no slouch on game.
No, obviously, you say you're talented.
Very talented.
They come in here though. They come in here.
When we win this one,
that's the only one.
I know they're coming here, but let me tell you, that's a.
Oh yeah, we've lost at that stadium.
Yeah,
so
we've been there. They've got a lot of talent. Just reading, and I follow. They have got a lot of talent. I think our kids are up for it.
Right.
And I think it'll be a battle. It won't be. It's going to be. If there was any game we'd lose, I'd pick it on that one. I'd say 9-1.
So you're going 9-1, Michael.
I agree with Monroe. A lot of talent, and I got to go with. I agree with Byron as well, and I'll be honest with you
On Palatka?
on.
Baker,
No, I wasn't
That-
saying Black is going to be tough. I just
He just
gonna be
said
happy
he
if we
wants
go
to
win.
win.
Oh,
He
Yeah,
was talking. He was
but
talking about Baker.
I'm strong 8-2. I'd like to go 9-1, but I'm kind of holding some cards.
Okay,
back. I'm
David?
saying 8-2 on that.
Is this with Monroe?
This is with the whole
There we go,
schedule.
whole
Yeah.
schedule.
Whole schedule.
Well, at any given year, you can have a perfect year, so I'm going with Tornadoes.
10-0,
Hey,
running, sweeping.
You're going to run the whole table. That
Yeah,
would be-
he's
Hey,
gonna run the
it's
table.
very possible.
It's very
It's
possible.
possible.
It is possible.
All right, I see some 5-5 here. I definitely don't believe that. I'm gonna assure you that there's not a 5-5 schedule here. Can I,
The
Coach,
spring game should have told you something.
I should have said something. All right. Baker County, man, it's just always tough over there. They're going to be fired up for you, Coach, coming over there. They're going to be fired up for the team. I just don't want it to be overhyped. I can see that. I don't want it to. Mitchell Gunner says 9-1, by the way. I can see that going either way. The Monroe thing scares me a little bit. I'm going to tell you who scares me on this whole thing, and that's that end game.
Swanee.
Swanee scares me, man.
They'll be ready. They'll be ready to roll that.
They'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
They might lose every game, but
They're gonna be
when
ready.
your rival's coming.
Yeah. So I like, and again, not knowing much about DeCoy Creek, I like us to win the district. I like us to be the number one seed in the district. I think the district we win, and I like it 8-2.
8-2, that's what
8-2. I can see easy 9-1, 10-0. The Baker thing scares me, and the Swanee thing scares me.
Bookends.
The bookends. And just the hype coach that's going to be on both of those games.
Monroe,
Especially-
Donnell, and Baldwin, they'll all be talented.
They'll all
for sure.
be talented for sure. So I tell you, this is. I look for this to be a great football season.
it will be.
I think it will
It
too.
will
Billy Rayberg says, "I think we'll run the table."
Billy's always
I love
on.
Billy.
He's
I
on my
love
side.
Billy. There's another person that said that too. They're going to run the table.
No pressure. I like it.
No pressure, right? None at all.
There was no 1 and 9s in there.
There wasn't.
That's good. Everybody thinks we're going to be bad.
Yeah. So, Coach and Kurt, I want to give you just a couple of minutes to talk about the Booster Club. I've got something that I want to present to you guys. How can everybody get on board with you guys? What do they need to do? I know Jimmy Clark, like I said, headed this thing up and had this thing rolling. If somebody wants to be a part of the Tornado Touchdown and Booster Club, what do they need to do?
They can reach out to the sheriff, of course,
Yeah.
and Jimmy Clark,
Yeah.
and David Bars. Once school gets going, he's at the bus garage a lot. He'll be steer you in the right direction and everything. I mean, Sheriff, any other ideas?
Yeah,
as
no,
far as-
and basically, if you want to make a contribution, that's basically to know where your money's going.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's feeding the football team, and you're buying bread and milk and and chocolate milk on top of that,
Yeah.
and then the peanut butter. Good Lord, I didn't know peanuts could get. And that's crazy. But these kids, I mean, and I like the coach's idea. Whether a kid that may have it can get home and get it, he makes everybody go and get it. If you don't want it, you give it to the other kid.
Yeah.
We're feeding our kids because it's what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing what it takes to win. If you want something special, if you want to, some people want to purchase something specific for the team, and they've come and said, "What can I buy?" Well, I don't know. I go to the coach,
Yeah.
and you know, coaches, people already. What special can I buy for you? What do you need? The money that we raise during the season, we're making sure that we disperse that evenly through the other sports that come out there.
Right.
I think that's what some of the donors want to say. If I give to y'all, can it go to other things? Absolutely. If you say, "Hey, Sheriff, I'm going to give you $1,000, but I'd like you to give," that's what we do because we're a nonprofit. We've created that
Right.
501. Is that am I saying it right?
501c.
501c.
Yep.
So you can use that, and businesses need that for part of their donation, and some private donors need that. So we do have that to make that to the Touchdown Club. You contact us, myself, or Jimmy Clark, or David Bars. Kurt is there. He'll tell you exactly how
Even
to do
contact
it.
us. We'll
And
make
for
sure that you
something-
get the message.
You know, some people don't want to be recognized.
Yeah.
Which there's a lot of people in this community
Yeah.
say, "Hey, I just want to give." They don't ask no questions.
Right.
There's other people, and I understand. I'm a business person. How do I get on the board, the school board?
Right.
That's a big, beautiful school board. How do I get a commercial up there? All those type things. Call us. We'll work that out. Kind of deal to make sure things happen. And the main thing of it is, we're not making anything but the staff. Every penny raised goes into our sports, our kids. Every dime. There's no these fees you donate to other causes.
Yeah.
There's none of that.
I wanted to hit two things real quick, and then
No,
we can do
absolutely,
that.
absolutely.
I know I got to call a lot of names a while ago, but everybody on this list, I'm very proud of. Just because I didn't,
We
call
are
the name,
too.
you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
because we didn't call the name or whatever, at some point they'll probably all get called on here, but that doesn't matter. That's not what it's about. It's
Right.
about being a better version of themselves every single day. So
Right.
I'm very proud of everybody that's on that roster. Thing too, our school system has did an unbelievable job as far as stepping up and feeding our football kids along with summer school every single day, breakfast and lunch. That doesn't happen everywhere. They've made a way for our kids to eat. You know, whatever they had to do. I don't know what grant it was or what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's kids that otherwise might go hungry or not get enough calories to maintain what I'm doing to them every day.
Right.
And I don't mean that. I'm just saying we run a lot and we lift a lot, and I ask a lot out of them, and they lose a lot of what they have in them. They have to eat, and our school system made it where at least get 2 meals a day. And like Sheriff said, if a kid don't want it, or if he's going to eat really well, he'll go through the line and give it to somebody else that wants to. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about in our school system.
Our team take care of each other.
That's it. That's
So, Coach, is there any specific? I know we talked about the peanut butter
Yeah.
and the chocolate milk and all that, but hey, if
calories is all we care about.
So
it doesn't matter what
So,
it is.
if a lady wanted to go buy in there and buy 1,000 crystals, bring them on.
We'd eat every one of them.
Every one of them.
Yes, the kids would eat every single one of them.
Promise. You see them kids eat?
Yeah, I see those kids.
Hey,
I don't want
we've
them.
got some kids that come in every day and they want one peanut butter and jelly sandwich and one glass of milk. We got some that would eat 15 sandwiches if I let them. and 10 glasses of chocolate milk. That's the truth.
I might have been that kid.
That's the truth.
He called me at 30.
He called me at 30.
That's,
I can still do that.
that's the way, you know what I mean? And for them to have it available after what I want, I tell them, I promise you, I'll make it available to you. We'll put it back in you. You just give it to me. You pour it out. Give me your effort, and I'll make sure you get it back.
Hey, the kids are wanting to know if you watch the weather forecast. 100 degrees next couple of days.
Yeah, they want to know if you watch Michael Heater's weather forecast.
We're gonna be right out there in it.
Hey, he's supposed to give it to you again. Lorna Reddish told me to tell you hello. She's watching, and told yeah. So you can tell her yourself she's watching now.
Hello.
You know, guys, as we get ready to close down the show, and we'll get some final comments here. We've been blessed on this show. We've been doing this show now over 4 years. It started off by a flim where I was just doing some lives, Gordon. You know that,
Yeah.
and then it's evolved into what we got here, which I think we got a great production. We're all over the United States. We're all over the world. We've had hits from Bahamas, Milan, Italy, Jeddah, Saudi. There's people that's probably in this area that want to know what's going on, and I hope that we can keep doing that. But guys like this guy right here that help support this show, and the guys like this are they're just unreal. There's not many of those people like this here, and he's blessed us, and I'm going to turn around as a team, and I want to bless the football team, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Not a lot, but we want to give you a $500 donation from On the Spot with David Rodgers.
Thank y'all,
to
man.
get a
Thank
bunch
you
of
so
peanut
much.
butter and jelly
You're welcome.
sandwiches.
Thank y'all.
Dave
Appreciate
Holland,
it.
Michael Heater.
Hey,
Show that.
It's there you go. Like I said, we've been blessed. Guys like this has blessed me.
I say go Big Red.
That's a touchdown club, and we'll be giving it right back. It's like I say,
the kids will get
there's
it.
no administrative fees in the touchdown club.
Right.
Every dime, every penny that we raise. Hang on, I got to get it.
There you go.
I wasn't the sharpest kid in class.
So,
thank you so much,
But
David.
Yeah, no problem, Jamie. We were blessed, and I just felt that we needed to pass the blessing on. And guys like this guy to my left,
Let's keep
makes these blessings
You
keep
know,
happening.
Bobby John said it, and this guy attests to it. Feed the kids, workouts. It'll produce in the end.
Yeah.
It will.
It will.
he should know. He's done had a bunch of them. I guess.
Oh, he has. He has.
This is always a great time when I can get you guys on here. We talked about getting some of the guys to come on the show as well. We would like to do that as well. I don't mind. I'll talk to my producer here. We just maybe got to pull him in a little bit and just see if we can, maybe every other show or something, we can have some of these guys come in.
Hey,
a
lot of the guys
30
are.
minutes.
This is how they're going. You're not going to get a lot out. They're going to say yes sir, no sir to a lot.
Yeah, and I know most of the kids, and I know most of these
But
young men.
all their buddies
but,
are going to be following. We'll get some good
yeah.
viewership because they're going to pass it on.
Oh yeah, they're going to pass it on. Yeah, the
It's,
viewers will be on there. That's for sure.
They don't tune in to watch us old guys, but they'll tune in to watch them.
If nothing else, their moms and dads and their grandmas.
Yeah,
will be on.
I promise you. Yeah.
So, but anyway, Coach, I want to thank you for coming back. I know we asked you to come back. We didn't get a chance to finish.
It's been a
Again,
lot of
thank
fun.
you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you very much. Gordon, as always, man, it's
Fun
fun.
being here and getting to share with the community what's going on. Sports of life. But can I share one thing
Sure,
for 1
you-
minute?
absolutely.
We got a lot of young kids out there
Yeah,
watching.
absolutely.
That I did want to share something with. We shared on our post with the sheriff's office because July 1, a whole lot of new laws kick in place. And we got a lot of our kids that go to schools, not only kids, but people with the loud music, starting actually July 1 with the new state law. So sharing is caring, but when it comes to playing music in your vehicles, please be considerate of others around you who may not appreciate the same decibel level as you do. Per the Florida statute, which starts July 1,
Right.
it was signed into law by the governor, it is unlawful for any person operating or occupying a motor vehicle on a street or highway to operate or amplify the sound produced by a radio, tape player, that's for us old folks, tape player.
I didn't know an 8-track could get that high.
Yeah, or other mechanical sound-making device or instrument from within the motor vehicle so that the sound is A, plainly audible at a distance of 25 feet or more from the motor vehicle, or louder than necessary for the convenient hearing by persons inside the vehicle in areas adjoining churches, schools, or hospitals. Takes effect. I think it's $50 non-moving violation, $151 non-moving violation. We don't want that. There's a lot of people right around our community that's got a speaker outside the truck that I listen to when I get out. I'm trying to hear the news on the gas pump. I can't afford it at home anymore. So I have to watch the news at the gas pump because it takes a while. Kind of deal there. But yeah, it's that kind of thing. And I'm worried about a lot of our kids. Don't want none of our athletes getting in trouble. We don't have that issue. But it is going to take effect in our community. We are going to start enforcing that. We do want to educate, so we're going to try to get warnings. Because for a while, the one law we had on the books was ruled unconstitutional. So it's taken them about, as typical in government, took about 5 years to remake that law. So now they do have something at their disposal that they can enforce this. And I don't want our people getting in trouble. So when you mount those speakers, mount them inside the car. I'm deaf, and I like my music. And I like my music loud. I'm not one of those complaining about loud music. But it is to be mindful of that. So I just wanted to pass it on for the end of the show.
All right. Coach, any last word that you want to tell?
Thank everybody out there. Special thank you to you guys for giving that. That's unbelievable. And it's guys like you, Kirk, and everybody. I've been in a lot of places. There's very few Kirks around, and I appreciate him a lot. I appreciate all the guys at the Touchdown Club, and just our kids. I appreciate the buy-in that they've given. And I don't know what our record's going to be, right?
No, we don't know.
It's fun to pick.
It is.
It's fun to do all that. I do know this: they're going to play hard, and they're not going to embarrass us. That's a given.
That's a given. Yep.
Hey, as long as we're disciplined and do what we're supposed to do, they play their hearts out.
Yep.
If we didn't win a game, and I said
Me neither.
but just to watch what you're doing with our kids makes all the difference, and we like to place those bets on there what the season's going to be.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
But I can see what you're doing with the kids, and look
Yeah.
what Coach Church did with us, and we maintained a 500 season the majority of his career.
Yep.
Right.
Kurt, any last minute thing?
I want to thank the community first. Community, and as you know, I love football. I want to thank the kids. The kids are the ones that are buying into what the coach is teaching them, and they're giving the work. I want to thank them the most, and then thank the parents behind the kids.
Sure.
Then get the parents getting the kids to practice and making sure that they're doing what they need to be doing to as parents. That's where it all begins at, is at home and with the parents. So I want to thank all the parents more than anything else. There's some special kids we have on this team right now, and I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of them. There's some phenomenal talent in Bradford County.
It's unbelievable.
Phenomenal. When I say that, I don't say that lightly. I said it
No, you did.
I said
Absolutely.
championship. I said it. So
Let Manny Cubby get a crease. See ya.
gone.
See you gone. Bye-bye. I'm telling you. Yeah, you let him catch a crease. Pollard too. Pollard's fast.
Yep.
How many rural towns have people that have played football in its programs that have 4 or 5 Super Bowl rings? And Bradford County has that.
Yeah.
Do.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Played
Larry
for the
Brown.
Steelers.
Larry
That's
Brown.
right. I'm a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
Hey,
Larry Brown.
I seen a classmate of mine
Yeah.
just today posted. He's a Steeler fan. He
Yeah.
born and raised right here. I'm a Gerald Brown, one of the best baseball players I probably ever played with. Works out at DuPont. I mean, Comores, the new name there.
the new name.
But Larry Brown's the reason when we were the America's team. Bradford County Cowboys. Never forget how we come up with that.
Right.
But he was one on. Come across in 1966. His jersey hangs in my office.
Really?
Sure does. His jersey hangs in my office. It goes back to him if something ever happened to his family. But he has 4 Super Bowl rings on his finger.
Yes, he does.
He came across in the All Black school to play the white 1966 state championship team.
Yeah.
Went on the Gators and went on to and stayed with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers.
He's still there now.
Yeah.
What a and he's still a much of a man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Much
He
of a
sure
man.
is.
Oh yeah.
I told our kids this, and this will be my last thing, but I told our kids this early on, right? Because I'd watched the film, like we said. I knew what they had, and I told them that they really frustrated me at practice one day because they weren't getting they weren't meeting the level that I wanted them to meet that day. One day in spring, and they probably saw the real Coach Rodgers for the first time that day in particular. And after practice, I told them, listen. Everybody's told you how talented you are, including me. I've told them that, right?
Sure.
And so what I told them was this. Your talent level does not impress me. I've seen talented people. I've seen talented kids. I've coached them. I've coached against them. That doesn't impress me. What impresses me is talent that is disciplined. Disciplined talent is a beautiful thing to watch.
Yes, it is.
Disciplined talent
Yes, it is.
is that's impressive. That's impressive to watch. But if you're undisciplined and you won't do the things that it takes to be great, that's not impressive. That doesn't impress me. So that's where I'm at on it.
That's a good coach.
That's a good finisher right there. I want to go and let's get a weather report real quick, Mike, and I'll shut the show down.
All right, so thanks, Dave. We want to give you a real quick update on the weather. Let's start with the pollen numbers because while they're doing pretty good, we are going to see a spike in some pollen on Thursday. Those numbers, as you can see coming up on the screen, will show you that while we're starting out pretty low there, 5.3 on Thursday as the, you have to look past there, you go past the graphic, but the numbers drop off on the weekend. That's because we're going to see an increase in weather. Now, regionally, we're looking at high temperatures across the entire region. Tomorrow is going to be a lot like today with temperatures in the mid-90s or so, but Thursday is expected to be the hottest day in Florida in over 5 years. We're looking at temperatures reaching 100 degrees, a heat index of 110. Austin has told me that we expect heat advisories to be posted on Thursday, and probably going to stretch all the way down towards the center of the state. The good news is that the heat will break down on Friday as the southeastern flow moves in and we start getting some afternoon storms. So locally, again, hot on Wednesday, a hot tamale as it were like that one, 98 degrees on the screen. I wouldn't be surprised if you see 100 degrees across Bradford County. Friday, it will cool slightly depending on the cloud cover and the rain that's moving in. This weekend, we're looking at numbers dropping off. For those of you going to Keystone Heights, on Saturday for Our Country Day event, bring a poncho or an umbrella. We're looking at a chance of afternoon scattered thunderstorms moving through the area, and hopefully that will give us a little bit of a respite from the extreme temperatures. That's the latest.
Right to you.
Thank you very much, Mike. What a great weather report. Byron, tell us about Mitchell Gunner and On the Spot Motorsports tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, join us at On the Spot Motorsports with David Rodgers as we will have Taylor Watson joining us. Miss Watson drives in the truck series at New Smyrna Speedway.
Wow, so that ought to be a great guest for Mitchell. Mitchell does a great job. He couldn't be here with us tonight because he's preparing for his show. But we're all a group. We're all the same team. Absolutely. And Mitchell's doing a great job with that show as well. I want to thank you guys again for coming on. Coach, thank you. We're going to continue doing this. We'll get a hold of you. Yep. And some of the players, Gordon, you're welcome anytime. So are you, Kurt. On behalf of Mr. Kurt Miracle, Mr. Byron Bagwell, myself, Gordon, Jamie, Michael, and Dave
Big
Holland.
Red.
God bless you guys. And go Big Red. The tornado's right here.
Go Big Red.
That's
Good night,
it.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Who went